So before we start, any questions related to yesterday's session or maybe the earlier session? Ravi, have you tried that Migo transaction now? Okay, let's start then. So yesterday we talked about the changes which are available in SD, sales and distribution. Okay, and we understood some of the basic things like whatever has been changed from the data modeling point of view. Some of the tables are completely deleted. Some of the tables are still available, but they are not going to be updated any more records like VBUK, VBUP, and some of the tables which are still available, but they are not going to be considered in the future releases like VAKPA, VAPMA. I'll be talking about this practically today. And we also understood some of the functionalities like from the foreign trade management point of view, it has been completely stopped. Only the intrastate reporting is available. Otherwise, the functional successor is going to be GTS, that is Global Trade Services. Then we talked about revenue recognition functionality, which is also no more available. So the customers who were using the revenue recognition functionality till now, they need to mandatorily go to revenue accounting and reporting, that is SAP RAR solution. And finally, we also discussed about the credit management functionality. So within the credit management, the way in which we were controlling the credit using the normal SDAR credit management functionality, that is no more available, and you need to migrate mandatorily to the new functionality of FSCM credit management. Okay, so this is one of the things which we are going to discuss in detail today after seeing the simplified data model. Okay, so let's start. So from a SD point of view, first of all, I think we already created some of the either one of the customer using the business partner. If not, let's go to transaction BP to create a customer. Okay, so as I told you, if you want to create a customer, you will be going to this new organization. Okay, and you need to provide the grouping, under which grouping you want to create a business partner. So let's say this internal number assignment, and under the BP role, if you want to create a customer, there are two roles which are related to customer master data. One is FLCU00, which is related to accounting information of customer, and second is FLCU01, which is related to the sales and distribution related master data, where you are going to enter the sales organization related data. Okay, there is one question on the chat screen. Let me just answer this first. Vijay, there are a lot of questions. Okay, let me just answer these questions first and then we will proceed. Can customer be created only at sales organization level but not at company code level, that is VD01 in ECC? It can be created but it cannot be used, right? Because even in ECC, if you create it, you'll be only able to create a sales order, but you will not be able to process it. Am I right, Vijay?
Yes.
Okay, so same way here also you can create.
Yeah, but if I create only at the sales organization level, I'll not be able to see the number of the customer unless the BP number and the customer number is the same. If there is no
that is,
FLCU 00.
Yes, you are right.
So
it
that
is
means we will
difficult
not be able to create.
No, we will be able to create. Let me show you. I'll show you that how to create it.
Okay.
Okay. Coming to the second question, can we extend the customers to other company codes and sales organization? Definitely yes. I'll show you that also. What is the business partner type and what is its equivalent in ECC? Business partner type. Where exactly can you see business partner type? It is grouping and role. Which type do you mean?
It's on the IMG. If you go to SPRO.
Okay. Okay, I'll see that also. So field groupings, and this is okay. Where is the linkage of BP role to account groups, BP grouping in IMG? BP role to account group. Okay, I'll show you this also. Can we activate contact person assignment? What are the implications? Contact person assignment.
Yeah, on the IMG node, there is one node where it says activate contact person assignment. And I don't know whether we need to do it or it's not required, or if, what are the implications if we activate that?
Okay, see, first of all, Vijay, if you talk from the business partner point of view, it is a very big term, and we are not going to use all the things which are available in business partner, because business partner is not only restricted to customer or vendor. It is available for many different things, like hierarchies we talked about, like you have a bank representative as a contact person which will be created as a person, and then it will be assigned to the bank as an organization. So all these things are not something which you will be directly using under the customer. But let me see in which node you are talking about. Maybe it is relevant to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, because contact person we heavily use on SD side also. There is a AP contact person in case we need to send automatic email when the invoice goes. And there is a order contact person when an order acknowledgement goes directly through email. Those are the kind of contact persons I am talking about. I'm not talking about a bank representative or
Okay.
anything. It's purely related to SD.
Okay. So you just tell me whenever I'll be seeing this particular scenario, you
Yeah,
just tell me how exactly you are doing the things in ECC. I will tell you how you need to
sure.
do in SAP S4.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do this one by one. So it will also refresh the business partner session. Anyways, we were creating the customer master, so this will be clarified. Okay, so starting with, let me
Yeah,
just go through with the
Gaur,
normal flow. Yes.
yeah, Gaurav, in case everybody is not interested, I can wait till the end. We can talk one-on-one.
No. Anyways, I was about to show you the customer master today, because last time when we
Okay.
started off with the business partner, we are just seen the vendor. Customer, anyways, we are not seen. So I'll make sure that you understand
That,
this well. At the same time, these questions are also answered during this
sure, yeah.
explanation. Okay. So now I want to create this business partner as my customer. So normally I go to FI customer first, because anyways, even in ECC also, even if I'm able to use, or even if I'm able to create a sales, even if I'm able to create a customer under the sales organization, I'll not be able to use it, because till the time accounting information is not available, you cannot process the sales order. But here also, only problem is because my number is only available in FI customer. So let's try to do this. If I directly create the customer under the business partner node without creating the company code information, whether I'm able to create it or not, and if I'm able to create it, what are the different options to see the customer number in that case. Okay, so let me
One
just go to
example,
this create.
yeah, Gaurav, one
Yes.
example is the customer only created the sales organization is only sold to party and bill to party is needed at the company code level, whereas ship to doesn't need to be at the company code level. It's only at the sales organization. That perspective I'm asking about this question.
Yes, very much possible. Yes, you're right. Okay, so let me just create this as a company. This is my, let's say, customer for our organization, which is slog. I'll just enter here slog, just the basic information, country, and then I need to enter the language.
And con-
Sorry.
yeah, I got
Okay.
the country.
Yeah. So sales organization by default it is taking SL01. If I want to change this to slog, I'll click on this switch area, and then it will allow me to enter the organization which I want. So it is slog, and distribution channel is SL, and again division is SL. Okay, so all these options are available now. I can enter the pricing group. Let's go for this one. Any other information that I want to enter, like sales district, whatever mandatory information is required, I'll be just entering that first of all. Let's go to shipping, delivery priority, shipping conditions. Okay, again within the billing, let's go for this tax information. Let's say no tax. Okay, partner functions will come automatically based on the account group that we are using. Okay, and let's try to save this now. Uh, Although business partner has been created, but what is this? Okay, so let's see this business partner number 181. If I go for transaction BP under this business partner, which is 180, sorry, not here. I need to provide the business partner number here, which is 181. Start. There is some problem. Okay, let me just log off all the screens. Although that is possible, I tried that, but I don't know why this dump is stopping us to do that. Okay, let me create once again. Go to organization groupings. Let's click on 0001. Sorry, I need to change this role first of all. FI customer, create. Let's log. Sorry. Again, this is FI customer. Let me just go back to TP again. New organization. This is fine. Role has to be FLCU01. This one.
That's right.
And then the basic information. It's company. This one. SLOC. Okay, and then I need to go to sales and distribution. Sales org is SLOG. This is SL. And this is also SL. Enter. Sales district. Shipping conditions. Let's enter this. Okay, and let's try to save now. Required field price group. Okay, let me enter this. Business partner number 182 has been created. If I try to see here 182, yes, it is created, and it is created under this sales organization. Now we don't know what is the number for this particular customer that we have created. So
That's right. Yeah.
if I go to, yes, if I go to this change mode, and if I just try to go to this FI customer, okay, and if I go for this company code information, see this.
Oh,
You got the
okay.
point?
Though
Although
we
this,
okay. Although we don't
yes,
use company code level FLC00, the number is already stored there. Okay, good. Thank you very much.
exactly, because because if you create a customer, irrespective of whether you are creating the customer at the company code level or at the sales organization level, number is going to be same, right? So number is generated. Now you can extend this customer to your sales organizations or your company codes. That is your choice.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. On the extension, we can use those two buttons like a switch company code, switch company code data. We can extend from one company code to other company code, is it?
Yes. So for example, I just created this customer under this sales organization, which is SLOC. Now if I want to use this same customer in my another sales organization, I can click on this sales areas, Okay, and currently it is only available in one sales organization. I will click on this create button. It will allow me to enter another sales
Oh,
organization. Let's
okay.
say I enter SL01. Okay, and under this distribution channel S1, and under this division again S1. And then I just need to
Okay.
click on this transfer. So it will allow me
Okay.
this SL01. This is one thing. If I click on transfer, if I click on adopt, or maybe let's click on this transfer, it will automatically take me to that particular thing. So let me just go
Mm-hmm.
once again because I was already in there. So switch area, SL01, S1 and S1. Enter. So you can enter this
Yep.
information once again, and that will be
Yeah,
extended to
got
your
it.
another sales organization.
Okay. Can you take the business partner role? Can you change mode? Any other business partners?
Yes, just a minute. Let me just complete this first, and then I'll go to the next thing. Shipping condition,
Sure.
billing. Okay, this is already copied. Okay, so changes have been saved now. So this is also available in SL01. Yeah, what is your next question, Vijay?
Yeah. Next question, can you take a business partner role, that 0001 or something? Can you, yeah, the first one.
Company code?
No, the business partner. There is an associated
No,
business
this is
partner for one.
Grouping.
Are you talking about grouping?
Yes, not the grouping. I mean, this 182 is the customer number, right? Oh, that is the business partner number.
182 is the business partner number. If you want to know the customer number, again we'll go to FL01, sorry 00, under the company code data. Customer number is 11.
Okay, that's 11. Okay. Can you go to 182? Can you show me the tax details under 182?
Tax details under 182. What 182? 182 is a business partner number. So what tax details you want?
Yeah. There are some tax configuration for BP also. That's what I was trying to correlate. If you look at the 182, if you go to one by one the tax information,
Are you talking about the role
change the role
tax?
to BP.
No. Don't use
No,
this at all. That must be something else.
no,
That
I'm
is
not.
not the.
No, not that. Can you go to the business partner role? Not the FLCU 00 or 01. And there is a business partner role also, right?
Yes, I got it. So you mean some of the role which is related to tax. Are you talking
Yes.
about this?
No. No. There is a business partner role. I think it is 001 or something.
It is
Can you
grouping. It
create a
is
new
not a.
fresh?
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you talking
without
about this grouping?
yeah. Yeah, this is the role. You see now 000 is the business partner role, right, by default. And if
Mm-hmm.
you create this, you will get only the business partner, not a customer, not a vendor, right? Just a business
Exactly.
partner. That means general data like address and all that will be created, for which there is a tax details also, I guess. Can you create one business partner role without any FL? Yeah, now can you create one?
Okay. Okay. Let me just enter this information. Company.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is my test customer. Okay. All this information is not mandatory because earlier it was mandatory because it was coming from the customer account group. In the customer account group, this field says it is mandatory. That is the reason it was asking. Now it is not mandatory because in the business partner general role, this all things are not mandatory.
Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
want me to save this now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the number generated 183.
Yeah. Can you go to the other tabs, like a
Okay.
control
Address
payment
overview,
transaction?
identification, yes, control, payment transactions, status, and finally no title. Are you talking about
Oh,
this?
okay, but No, no, no. I'll show you on the IMG. Actually, there was a tax configuration on the IMG
Okay.
for business partner
Okay.
alone.
Okay.
Not. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So
And another question,
let me.
Gaurav. I'm sorry to ask you too many questions. There is a person. There are three options: organization, group, or a person. The person can be a B2C customer, like a mobile customers, like a mobile phone customers. They can be a customer as a person, or a contact person to an organization also can be a person, right?
No, no, no. See, from the customer and vendor point of view, even if your customer is physically individual, then too we prefer
Yeah.
to use as an organization only. Okay, so we'll maintain one thing only. We cannot use the customer as an organization also and as a person also. As I told you, that is the business partner is a vast area, and in that you have a lot of different hierarchies. Like you can see, you can create the
Mm-hmm.
relationship between a person and the organization. That this person is the bank representative of this particular bank. Okay, so but
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, from the customer and vendor point of view, we are only going to use the organizations. We are neither going to use group nor we are going to use a person.
So person we never use it in the sales and distribution.
No, no, no. From the customer vendor point of view, we are not going to use person at all. We'll be always using the customer and vendors as the organizations.
Okay. And when will we use person? Only as a contact person, or we don't use at all?
The person, as I told you, from the customer vendor point of view, we are not going to use person. It will be only used for other functions of business partners, because business partner is having lot of different areas. It is not only restricted for customer and vendor. You can see your business partner can be your prospect. It can be your
Yes.
correspondent recipient. So let's say, for example, correspondent recipient is going to be the person, right?
Yes.
Okay, for example, the bank representative also can be created as a business partner. So whenever you are creating the bank representative as a business partner, it will not be the organization, it will be the person. So that is the reason person can be used as a business partner, but for our own purpose, why we are creating the business partner, we are just understanding how the customers and vendors are going to be created. For this two purpose, we are not going to use person and group, we are only going to use organization.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
let me take you to, yeah, any other questions before I answer one or two questions from Vijay? Any other questions that you have related to the customer master? Because the same thing we are going to use to create the complete transaction, sales order and credit management, we'll be using the same customer. So any
Hey,
question before we proceed? Yeah.
Gaurav Manish here. Hey,
Yes,
this
Manish.
grouping, when we start to create this BP, this grouping is same as the account group, what we use in the ECC, same as account group.
It is not same as a account group, but it is internally assigned to account group. I have shown you one of the configuration, which I'll show you once again. There is a configuration where you are assigning your BP grouping to customer account group. Okay, so now if you have a requirement that whatever customer account groups you are available in ECC, I want same account groups to be available in my SAP S4HANA system also. So you need to create that much number of business partner groupings first of all. Right, Manish?
Okay. Can you please show one more time that thing?
Yes, I'm showing you. There is a lot of background noise. Can you just mute yourself, all of you? If you have any questions, you can just unmute. Okay. So now within SAP reference IMG, within this cross application components, okay, you have this master data synchronization. And here you have this customer vendor integration, which is called as CVI. Okay, within the CVI, you have business partner settings, and there are two folders, for one for customer integration and second for vendor integration. So for example, if I want to see customer integration, within this I will go to field assignment for customer integration, assign keys, and this is the place where you are assigning the business partner grouping to customer account group. Right? So if you have multiple account groups which you want to manage via business partner groupings, you have to create one business partner grouping corresponding to each customer account group. Right, Manish? This is your question?
Yes, Gaurav.
Okay. So this is where you assign your business partner groupings to customer account groups. Now, any other questions before I talk about other things?
So the
Yeah, one more
field
question.
which we, sorry.
Go ahead, Manish.
Okay, the field which we make as a mandatory, as a display, as a optional, we do like earlier what we are doing in the account group, correct, Gaurav?
Yes. Yes,
Only
that
we
will be
just
still the
assign
same.
in the grouping.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay,
we are seen now,
okay.
whenever we are creating any new customer under the role, let's say FLCU00, so what it is doing is it is internally going to the customer account group, and based on the configuration, which fields are mandatory, they are showing as a mandatory field even in the business partner also.
Okay, got it the link.
Yep. Yes, Vijay.
Yeah, and the BP transaction, you have three parameters. One is a business partner grouping, second is a role, and third is the account group, which is playing under the business partner grouping, right? How the role is
Yes.
influencing the number? I mean, we have a number range from 1 to 1, like a business partner grouping to account grouping, but the role, what kind of influence? And earlier, I think Sharmila or somebody asked for this person, and you said you'll come back on that. I was
No,
still
I think we
curious
discussed.
how the role is playing.
Right. Vijay, we already discussed that. I already answered Sharmila's question, but let me tell you, even if you don't remember that. So there is no role of business partner role in the numberings. Numberings are only coming from the business partner grouping and customer account group. Role is not playing any. It is again the role is confusion. So it is not playing any role in the numbering. So for example, if I go for this transaction BP,
Yeah.
okay, so when I click on new organization, irrespective of which role you are selecting here, it will not impact your numberings. Your
Yeah.
numberings are only impacted by this grouping and internally by customer account group. That's it.
Yeah. Can you drop down on the role, BP role?
Yes. Yes.
So it is irrespective whether I take FLCU00 or ZFLCU00, it will point to the same number what is attached to the BP grouping, is
Yes.
it,
Yes.
while creating the account?
Definitely. Definitely. It will not impact
Oh,
at all. Numbers will not be impacted at all by role. Okay.
okay.
Role
So
is
the role is
only
basically
for, yes, role is telling you what,
telling me and what segment of
sorry.
data, like a company code data or a sales organization data, that's how it is defined in the role. That's all, right?
Exactly. Role is telling you what kind of transactions you can do in the system if you create that particular role. So if you are creating the business partner under the role company code, it is allowing you to do the accounting for that particular customer. If you are creating the sales organization related information of a particular customer, it is allowing you to do sales related transaction for that particular business partner. It has nothing to do with the numberings.
Okay. And ECC, we used to have a one-time customer. Do we have that one-time customer concept in BP or we don't have?
Same. If you have one-time customer, what you will do, you will create one-time business partner grouping also here. And whenever you will be
Okay.
using that business partner grouping under one-time customer, it will automatically pick the customer account group which is related to one-time customer, and it will behave in the same way. Right?
Okay.
Because our
Yeah.
business partner grouping is one-to-one assigned with the customer account group. If we have the customer account group which is for one-time vendor, same behavior will be for business partner grouping also, nothing else.
Yeah, but in case of one-time customer, it's only having the address number. It doesn't have a customer number as such. It's basically an address, nothing more than an address. So still we need to create a role of FLCU00 and FLCU01 for one-time customer as well.
Yes, definitely, because even when we are creating the one-time customer in ECC also, we are extending it to company code and sales org, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you want to do that, you have to create these two roles, FLCU00 and FLCU01.
Okay.
Okay, just try these things once. If you have any doubts, we can definitely address that also. You try to create one business partner grouping which is only one-to-one related to the customer account group, which is one time, and try to do the scenario. If you are getting any issues, definitely we'll address that.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I'll proceed with the next things, and maybe there are one or two questions which are left from Vijay. Vijay, I'll answer that questions towards the end of the session today.
Sure.
Okay, so we have now customer available, which is 182. I think this is the business partner number. The customer number which was generated is something else. Let me just open this. Okay, so I'll go to role FI customer company code. So I have still not created this company, this customer under the company code. I'll proceed for that also. So in order to do that, what I need to do is I need to be in the display mode, in the change mode. So SLOG, which is SLOG. So I'll be entering the reconciliation account here. This is the reconciliation account and other mandatory information. If it is not asking, let's click on save. So now I have this customer number 11, which is available under my sales organization also and my company code also. And I can use this to perform the transactions. I also have material which we created earlier. So I'll be using same material to create a sales order. So what I'll do is I'll go to transaction VA01 to directly create a sales order. I'll use order type OR, okay, sales organization SLOC, distribution channel SL, division again SL, click on enter. I need to provide the sold to party here, which is customer number 9, which we just created. Okay. There is one difference here. If you see in the sales order screen, earlier this was called as PO number and PO date. Now only text has been changed. Behavior is same. There is no change in the behavior. This field will be used as it was used till now. Only difference is the text is customer reference and customer reference date. Okay, even if you see this in 1511, it was same PO number and PO date, but now in 1610, the text has been changed to customer reference and customer reference date. Okay, so I'll just type here as test, customer reference date, I will keep it as today's date. Okay, and another mandatory information, I'm not going to enter all these things. These are very much same as they were earlier. Payment term being the mandatory information, I'm just entering this as 0001. The error is no customer master record exists for sold to party 9. Let me check this, why exactly system is throwing this error.
I think we created 11.
It was 11, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I think 11 is working, but it is saying there is no pricing procedure determined. So let's do that configuration in the same way as we were doing till now. I just want to assign the pricing procedure to our company code. So normally I follow the SPRO path. So business functions, within this you have pricing, and within the pricing control you can just go for define and assign the pricing procedure and define pricing procedure determination. Okay, so let me just copy this from SL02. I just want to assign this. I think it is already assigned. So SLOC, SL, it is already assigned to SLOC. Then why it is throwing this error? Is it not SLOC? Yes. Let me just do one thing. Let me just go back. VA01. OR and all is fine. Let's proceed. Sold to party which we just created. Yes, it is 11. So if I double click here and click on payment terms, enter. Customer reference, it is test. And this information, click on enter. Okay, so we are not getting that error. I think that was because we changed the part, the sold to party later on. That is the reason it was showing the error. So let me just take the material number which we want to sell. We'll use the same material that we used for in case of purchasing. Okay, so material description star slog star, it will tell us the material which we created for our company code, but it is not showing. So let me try this with another test. I think it was ending with 72 something. This is the one, I think. Let's try this. Order quantity, let's keep it as 10. And let's click on enter. It will automatically pick most of the information. Pricing we need to specify, so I'll go to the line level information to conditions, PR00, which is a pricing condition, and 100 as a price. Okay, so if I just go back now, I think most of the information is now available. Let's try to save this. Document is incomplete. Let's see what is the information required. So in Incoterms, let me just enter this information. I entered the Incoterms. It is asking for shipping plant and shipping point. So slog, and again slog. And it will also ask, okay, it is already available, net weight and all. Okay, now document is complete. So let's try to save this document now. So sales order number 7 has been saved. Okay, so now what we need to see, there are some 2-3 things which we discussed yesterday, which are related to the simplified data model. The table, what will be the impact at the table level. So first thing, as we discussed during the purchasing also, the conditions, the pricing conditions. So they were till now available in table KO and V. Whenever we were creating any sales order or any purchase order, the data was getting stored in table KO and V, which is obsolete and replaced with table PRCD underscore elements. I think we seen this yesterday also. So if I execute this, it is not going to show any data, no data found. Okay, because there is a new table in place, which is PRCD underscore elements. This will hold the complete data now. So if I just go with this table, PRCD underscore element, and if I just execute this, it will hold all the condition related information starting from SAP S4HANA. So if I want to know the conditions which are specific to this particular sales order, what I will do, I'll go to SE16N. Okay, the sales order table is VBAP, okay, which is related to item data. And if I enter the sales document number here, which is, do you remember what was that? It was 7, right?
Correct, Goro, 7.
Okay, yes. So from here we will get the condition number. This is again very much similar to what we were following in ECC. So where is the condition here?
Goro, I believe document condition number you will get at header level, VBAK. I believe. I'm not very sure.
Okay, let's try that, VBAK. It is number 7. Let's execute this. Yes, I think it is there. So this is the document condition.
Correct.
Okay, so if I copy this, earlier I used to go to table KO and V to get the condition related information, but now that will be available under this table, which is PRCD underscore elements. Okay, so if I enter this information here and click on execute, so this will give me the information. Okay, so this is the conditions. These are the conditions which were used in our sales order. Okay, that is the only difference. KO and V has been completely replaced with PRCD underscore elements. And very important thing, which I told you yesterday also, normally wherever a table is replaced with a new table or maybe the table is deleted, SAP has provided a view for it, right? So you can directly use that view and you don't need to worry about making any adjustments into the reports. They will automatically fetch the same information by using the CDS views. But in case of this particular table, SAP has not provided any view. And whenever you have written some Z code which is trying to get the data from KO and V, it will definitely result in error. It will not show you the information as is used to show you earlier. And that is the reason when you perform the system conversion, at that time you will be using simplification database, which is as I told you, the custom code analyzer tool, which will tell you what exactly needs to be done if you are using KONV and it is not showing the data. So it will tell you the exact steps that you need to follow. It will provide you an SAP note which you just need to follow to make the adjustments. And what you are going to do, you are going to give this particular SAP note to your technical consultant, because ultimately he is going to be responsible for making that adjustments into the existing code. Okay, so this is a new table called as PRCD underscore elements. Coming to the next thing, we discussed about VBUK and VBUP yesterday. So what is VBUK? VBUK was a table which was storing the status related information. Once you create a sales order, till the time you don't complete all the further processing on that sales order, you'll be getting all that information, the status of sales order, status of delivery, status of billing, everything at one place. VBUK from header point of view and VBUP from line level point of view. But now in SAP S4HANA, because this was unnecessarily creating the redundancy on top of the main tables, we already have the tables for sales order, for delivery and for billing. Then why we need a separate table just to have the status information? In ECC it was required because the system was slow. Whenever we wanted to see some status information, rather than going on to each and every table separately, we were using this VBUK to get the information. But now, since we are using SAP HANA and we are trying to make sure that most of the information must be available in the main tables itself, we should not have any extra tables. That is the reason these tables are now not exactly removed, but the data is not going to be updated anymore in these tables. So as a table definition, this table is still available, but if you try to execute this is not going to show you any data in SAP S4. Okay, so although these tables are available as of now, they are going to be deleted in future, but they are not going to store any information even in 1511 and also in 1610.
It means no CDS views for these tables also, right? Like KONV?
There are CDS views for these tables. That point is only valid for KONV.
Oh, okay. But if there is a view, automatically we can see the data, right?
No.
There is a macro in the table?
That is not necessary. Some of the places, yes, if the views are available, that will provide you the data. At some of the places, you may not be able to see directly, because how the redirection is happening in the background, that is different with different tables. But if you are running this particular, yes, if you are running this particular report where you are using this VBUK and VBUP, they will be automatically transferred to the CDS views and they will be giving you the data, whatever you were getting till now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so VBUK is for header. Similarly, you have VBUP, which is the line level information. Okay, both of these tables are not going to hold any data. The question is then what exactly will be the future of these fields? Where exactly I'll be getting this information? What I'm getting in VBUK and VBUP? The answer is in VBUK and VBUP, the data was available from three different applications. Data was available from sales order, data was available from delivery, data was available from billing. Okay, so now when this table is deleted, the fields which were relevant to sales order, they will be available in VBAP and VBAK. The fields which were relevant to delivery will be available in LIKP and LIPS. And finally, the fields which were relevant to billing, they will be now available under VBRP and VBRK. Okay, so whatever content was available in this table, it was the combination of all these three different components. Now, instead of storing the data at a separate location, it is now available within the main tables itself. Okay, I think we have seen this yesterday, that some of the fields like this delivery status, overall status, you will find now in LAC AP and LAPS. Okay, so this is the second thing. Third thing, again related to the simplified data model that we discussed yesterday in the theoretical session, is the things which are in plan. These are not the things which are already in place. The tables like VAKPA, which is the index table. See, name itself is saying index. And if you remember in the day one itself, when we were discussing about SAP HANA, we understood that the index and aggregate tables are going to be completely removed. Okay, so some of the index tables and aggregates are already removed, while there are some tables which are still available, which will be deleted in future. So this table is still available. VAKPA is still available, which is the index table which is used to get the information of sales orders related to the partner function. So normally when you run transaction VA05 to get all the orders related to the particular customer, normally in the background this table is called and you are getting the information. But this information is already available in your VBAP, right? If you want to see the orders based on the customer, you are also getting this information directly from VBAP on top of VBAP or maybe VBAK, because VBAK is a header information. So anyways, this is not required. Why it was created in ECC? Because we don't want to touch our main tables whenever we want to perform the reporting. So in order to make sure that there is less load on our main table, we were using this index tables till now. But now with SAP HANA, that is no more required. So going forward, this is going to be deleted. As of today, it is still available. So there are total 6 tables which we discussed yesterday. So you'll be finding in the PPT all those 6 tables. From sales order point of view, it is VAK, PA and VAP, MA. Okay, from delivery point of view, I don't remember as of now. Let me just see the PPT, or maybe you can see the PPT that 6 tables are going to be deleted in future. So as of now, there is no impact. As of now, whatever reports you are using these tables, that will be still available. The reason why they are still available is SAP has still not converted them into the views. Once they are converted in the views, then definitely all the contents which are available in this table will be also deleted and you will be saving the data footprint. Okay, so these are the 3 things that we discussed yesterday from the simplified data model point of view. And then we talked about some of the functionalities like revenue recognition has been replaced with RAR, foreign trade management has been replaced with GTS, and finally we talked about credit management has been replaced with FSCM credit management. That is something which we need to see in detail. Okay, so let me talk about the credit management now. Okay, so I think there are, yeah.
Got one question. When I go to sales order reporting and the new transaction like a VA05N, VA45N, they're dumping for some reason. Is that system issue or they are obsolete now?
VA05N.
Yeah. And also for contracts, VA45N, both are short dumping. They're obsolete or some problem with the server?
I think this is a problem with the server. This should not be result into the dumps. What about the normal transactions like VA05 and all?
That's fine.
That is fine, right? Only end transactions are throwing the dump, right?
Yeah, because VS05 gives some type of output, and SAP came up, I think 4.6 onwards, I think they got this VS05N as a new transaction.
Yes.
And many implementations we use VS05N, but it's obsolete or it's not. I mean, even
no, it is
45N also.
It is definitely not the obsolete, but let me check why exactly this is showing the dump here. Let me come back to you on this.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so yes, talking with a completely new topic now, which is related to credit management. So I hope there are a lot of guys who are not from SD background. They might be from MM or PP background. So let me just give you the overview of this functionality first, and then we'll talk about what is new in SAP S4. Just give me a minute. Okay, so let's talk about the credit management functionality. I think again this is something which we discussed in detail yesterday, but again for SD consultant it is very easy to understand these things, but for other consultants, let me clarify what exactly this functionality is all about. Okay, so credit management is, I'll just give you one small scenario. Whenever you are doing a business, any business, okay, so normally you get you need to have the customers, and some of the customers will ask you for credit. If you are doing a small business, normally there are few customers who will be asking you for credit, but if you are in the big organization and all, then definitely most of your customers will be buying the products on credit. Okay, and as you know that whenever you are giving something on credit, you also need to be sure that whether I'll be receiving my amount on time or not. That is a very big decision that the management has to take, the credit team has to take, whether to provide the credit to this customer or not. Okay, so first thing is, let's say if a new customer is coming to you and he's saying I'm ready to do the business with you, and I'll be paying you this amount in this much number of days. Okay, so what will be the first thing that you need to do? You need to check the credit history of that customer. Now, credit history can be checked in your records and also from the outside agencies. Now, in your records, the credit history will be available only for those customers who have done the business with you earlier. So let's say, for example, if a customer who is already doing the business with you, currently you have provided him the credit limit of 10,000 USD and now he's asking for 20,000 USD. So you can see his credit record in your own books and you can decide whether we should go ahead or not. On the other hand, if the customer is completely new, you don't know anything about that customer and he is giving you a very good order, but you need to be make sure that whether he is going to pay on time or not. So in that case, you will be going to the external agencies or maybe to the external third parties who have done the business with this particular customer earlier. Okay, so there are a lot of ways in which you can collect the information of the customer, but most of the big companies, they get this information from the credit rating agencies. They go to the credit rating agencies and they ask them that what is the credit history of that customer. Giving you a simple example, if you are applying for the credit card, normally or maybe the loan, the credit rating agencies will play an important role who will be giving you the ratings according to your credit history. So what these companies do, the credit card agencies and the loan, what they do, they go for checking your credit score. If your credit score is good, they will give you good amount of credit. If your credit score is not good, this means you are not paid some of the old due amounts to some of the suppliers, or maybe you are not paid your bills on time. That is the reason your credit history is not good. And based on that credit history, you can decide whether you want to provide the credit to the customer or not. This is just to decide the credit limit. This is only one part, just to make sure how much credit you want to give to the customer. Afterwards, once you decided that okay, this particular customer, I verified it and I can give him 10,000 as a credit limit. So what you need to do, you need to maintain this information in the credit master data of the customer. So in ECC, there was a transaction called as FD32. Okay, let me just log in into ECC system. So in ECC, there was a transaction FD32 where you were maintaining the credit master data of the customer. So you were entering the customer here, credit control area, and then you were entering, this is a limit of this customer, let's say 10,000 USD. Once this customer credit limit is available in this system, now onwards, whatever transactions you will do, whenever you are creating the sales order, whenever you are issuing the delivery, whenever you are creating the billing of the customer, based on the configuration, whatever level of checks you are defined in the system, system allows you to define the checks at different levels. So for some of the customers, you will be defining the check at the sales order level. Like for example, if the credit limit is not available for the customer, don't allow to accept any sales order at all. don't allow the user to create a sales order at all. Maybe for some other customers, you will allow to create a sales order, but you will make sure that the delivery is not done till the time customer has not cleared the old bills. Okay, till the time customer is not having the open credit limit. Okay, so you can have different level of checks at the sales order, at the delivery, or at the billing level based on the configuration. So this is a functionality which was supported very well in ECC, but the problem is in ECC there are two different components which are supporting this business requirement. One is the normal STAR credit management. Again, I think we seen yesterday. If I go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, so within this sales and distribution, if you go to basic functions, you will find credit management and risk management. So you can configure the credit management from here. This is one option which was traditionally used by many different organizations. Even today also a lot of organizations are using this credit management. On top of that, SAP has also came up with the new concept of credit management via FSCM component, Financial Supply Chain Management Credit Management, again available as a subcomponent within this Financial Supply Chain Management. Now the business requirement is same. They want to have the credit control of the customer. SDAR credit management was already serving this purpose, but FSCM has some more benefits compared to the traditional credit management. I told you two scenarios yesterday. Let's say for example, today if I want to get the credit score of a particular customer from the credit rating agencies, in SAP system I don't have any automated tool through which I can get that information from the credit rating agencies. I'm doing that offline. Within FSCM component, you have the option of getting these ratings automatically from the credit rating agencies, uploading them into the through the interfaces and calculating the credit limit automatically for the customers rather than going to FD32 screen and entering the credit limit manually. System has a capability that it can automatically calculate the credit limit based on the different calculations which are again based on the credit ratings which you received from the agencies. Okay, so that is only available in FSCM credit management. That is the reason some of the customers who had this requirement, they already migrated to FSCM credit management. But there are still some customers who are happy with the existing STAR functionality. Now, in SAP S4HANA, at many places, wherever there is a duplication of the functionality which is serving the same business purpose, SAP has removed the component which has less number of features. So STAR credit management has less number of features, and that is the reason STAR credit management is no more available in SAP S4HANA. Only new credit management, that is FSCM credit management, is available. So even if you don't have the requirement of automatically getting the ratings from the agencies, or you have the requirement of centrally managing the credit control of the customers, then too you have to use FSCM credit management. That is a mandatory thing, right? So we need to understand how these things were handled in ECC and how it has been changed in SAP S4. So in ECC, as I told you, normally we were using the SDAR credit management, which was part of sales and distribution, and within this business function, and this one, credit management, risk management. So we were doing the configuration, some of the configuration here, like determine the active receivables per item category. Like for example, you can define for which item category you want to have credit active. Let's say for example, standard item category is 10. So you can see for whenever you will be creating the sales order or the delivery for the material whose item category is 10, the credit management is active. Okay, so these are some of the configurations that you were doing in ECC. In credit management, you were configuring the credit groups. Credit groups means at what level you want to perform the credit check, at the time of sales order, or at the time of delivery, or at the time of goods issue. Okay, so this was the credit groups. Assign sales documents and delivery documents, like again, for which sales order type you want to perform the credit check. Okay, so if you are creating the sales order with sales order type OR, whether the credit check should be performed for that order type or not. So let's say, for example, sales order document type OR, there is no credit check. So in this current system, ECC system, it is defined that there should not be any check happening at the time of sales order which is of type OR. Okay, so all these configurations you were defining in SDAR credit management, even the automatic credit control. Like what should be the behavior of the system? Whenever you are performing any credit control, what should the system do? Whether system should provide the warning message or it should return the error message. All these configurations you were doing in automatic credit control. Now, same configuration with some additional features is available in FSCM credit management. So let me just go to SAP S4HANA system, which is this one. So what I'll do is I'll go to SPRO. Okay, and instead of doing the configurations from SD folder, I will do the configuration from financial supply chain management. Under this credit management, and under this I will do this here in sales and distribution. Okay, before I come here, the main enterprise element which is required for credit management in ECC was credit control area. Right, whatever credit checks you perform, they are performed at the credit control area. So similarly, we need the credit control area defined here also, but that is not the topmost element in credit management. In FSCM credit management, on top of credit control area, there is a new component called as credit segment. Okay, so we'll understand that in complete detail. So let's start with the basic thing. First of all, we need a credit control area, which can be defined using the enterprise structure. I'll go to enterprise structure. In the definition, credit control area comes within the financial accounting. So define credit control area. I'll create a credit control area for our company code, which is SLOC. Okay, currency is INR. Update, normally we keep it as 12. Okay, this is the same thing which we were using in ECC. There is no change in credit control area. Fiscal year variant we are using as K4. Okay, and all these things are optional. Even if you don't maintain, that is perfectly fine. Just click on save. So this is our credit control area, which must be assigned to our company code if you want to use this, right? So I'll go to assignment, financial accounting, assign company code to credit control area. Okay, so my company code is SLOC, and I'll assign this credit control area SLOC to this company code. No change at all. Whatever we are done till now, credit control area config definition and assignment, it is exactly same as ECC. Okay, so we have a credit control area which is assigned to our company code now. Next thing, as I told you, whatever are the subsequent things, earlier we were doing in sales and distribution, now we'll do in financial supply chain management. So let me just start with basics. Within the credit management, first of all, we will go to credit risk monitoring. In the master data, we need to create credit segments. I'll tell you why. Because earlier, we were maintaining the credit master data through transaction FD32, as I shown you in ECC. In ECC, I was going to transaction FD32, and the credit limit I was specifying related to a particular credit control area. In SAP S4, since this transaction is not available, if I try this FD32 transaction here, it will give me error. It is no more available in SAP S4. Okay, a new function exists, which means we cannot use FD32 to update the credit master data of customer. So the question is, how are we going to maintain the credit master data? It will be done via transaction BP only. So we'll go to transaction BP. Okay, similar to the master roles for customer company code data and for sales organization data of customer, there is a new role which is available for maintaining the credit information of customer. Okay, and that role is called as UKM 000. This is a role which is related to credit management of customer. Okay, so if I use this role UKM 000, this new tab will become applicable, credit segment data. If I click on this credit segment data, you can see it is not allowing you at the credit control area level. Whatever information you will be entering for the credit master data, it will be at credit segment level, not at credit control area level. This credit segment was never available in SDAR credit management. This is a completely new thing which is coming on top of credit control area. Okay, that is the reason we need to first create this credit segment, and then only we can proceed towards the next configuration. Okay, we are defining the limit here according to this particular credit segment.
Gaurav, credit segment is a subset of credit control area, or which one is higher, which one is lower?
Credit segment is higher.
Okay.
Okay, so in ECC we had different company codes. Okay, let's say I have 4 different company codes and I want to perform centralized credit management. So I was creating one credit control area which was assigned to all these 4 company codes, right? Now here,
Yes.
credit segment comes above credit control area. So it is like, for example, if you have 4 company codes and all these 4 company codes are not using same credit control area. Let's say there are 2 credit control areas. One is used to control 2 company codes and other is used to control another 2 company codes. And on top of that, you have one common credit segment. So this is a hierarchy: credit segment, then credit control area, and finally the company codes.
Okay,
Right? And
so
you
that
are
means
maintaining information at the credit segment level.
like earlier, multiple company codes can be assigned to one credit control area in order to do consolidation. But now we can consolidate multiple credit control areas into segments, is it?
Exactly. I'll tell you the reason.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
as I told you, there is one benefit of FSCM credit management compared to SDAR credit management. I think Vijay, you were not available yesterday, right? We discussed this thing.
Yeah, I was not there, but I gone through the recordings yesterday's class complete. Yeah.
Okay. So we discussed about one thing, which was in FSCM credit management, what we can do is, if you have a big company, if you are working with a big organization and they have the offices throughout the world and they don't have one common SAP system. So let's say US is using their own SAP system, Europe is using their own SAP system, Asia is using another SAP system. So they all have the credit control areas. For Europe, there is one common credit control area. Whatever company codes are coming under Europe, they are using that same credit control area. For US also, same thing is there. They have one credit control area which is used for controlling all the company codes which are available in their system. And finally, Asia is also following one credit control area for all their company codes. Now there is a requirement from business that credit control should not be at region level. It must be at global level, right? So if needs to be at global level, there has to be some organizational element which is created in the central. So credit segment can be created as an organizational element which is going to take the data from all 3 credit control areas and it is going to perform the centralized credit control. Okay, so through the interfaces, you can have one FSCM credit management installed which is picking the data from all these 3 instances at the real time, and it is behaving in the way that the credit is not exceeded for a particular customer. That is the reason credit segment is coming on top of your credit control areas which you defined at the system level.
Okay, the credit segment is not created under enterprise structure, is it?
It is not created at the enterprise structure. The reason is this only, because you don't need to create credit segment at each and every instance. It is only created at the centralized instance.
Okay.
Okay, so in our case, the system that we are using a single system. We don't have the multiple system landscape. So in our case, it can be one-to-one. One credit segment is assigned to one credit control area, and same credit control area is assigned to one company code. So that is perfectly fine. But in case of the multiple like distributed system landscape where you are having different SAP systems and you want to perform the credit control at the central level, in that case this will become very handy. Credit segment will become very handy. Okay.
Okay, earlier example you said, suppose US we are using SAP one instance, Asia is another instance of SAP, and UK has got a different ERP, not SAP. Even then FSCM credit control integrates with that also, or no?
Yes, through the interfaces it is possible. If you are doing the interfaces which is sending the data in real time from non-SAP system, then that is possible.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the reason this credit segment will be required, which was never the case till now. So first thing itself, we are going to create a credit segment. We already created a credit control area. Now we are creating the credit segment. So which is slog. Okay, I'm just naming it same thing, slog, which is in INR. And you can see the exchange rate type also, which means that if you have different currencies defined at your different credit control areas, the credit control will be performed at the global currency, whatever you are defining. So this will serve as your global currency. So irrespective of whether you are getting the data from different applications, you will be using this currency as a base currency to check the credit available for the particular customer. Okay, so let's click on this save. So now we have a credit segment also ready, which we need to definitely assign to credit control area. And also we need to assign the credit segment also to the sales organization, although that is not mandatory, but that is required. So let me just show you one by one. All these things, formulas, risk classes, attribute display, even the scoring and credit limit utilization. So as I told you, FSCM is giving you additional benefit that you can get the information from credit rating agencies directly from the system, and it will automatically perform the calculation based on the formulas that are defined in the configuration. So this is all that settings, but if you want to use this, you definitely need the FSCM consultant who will configure all these things in detail. But if you are only configuring this because it is mandatory by SAP that you need to use FSCM credit management going forward, then you will be doing only the basic configuration that you are doing in SDER credit management. If the customer is keen to use the additional benefits, then definitely you need to involve your FSCM consultant for both of these scenarios. As I told you, if you have the requirement of centralized credit limit control, then you need to create the different interfaces with third-party systems or maybe the SAP systems. And if you want to use the interface with the credit rating agencies to get the data and perform the calculations, that also needs some more configuration, which is given here. We are not going to use this. We just need this credit segment, and we'll follow the same thing what we have done till now in terms of SD. So we'll go to this integration with AR and SD. Let's go for this sales and distribution. So define credit segment is also added here now. No need to do this because we already done this activity from, oh, I think it is not updated. Credit segment in client. What was that in the master data? SAP credit management segment data, and that is at the client level. I need to check this because in 1511 it was only available here in this credit segment. It was never available in this particular node. You need to create a credit segment from here itself, and then all these options are available here. Let's try to see if I'm not doing anything here, what is the error I'm getting going forward. So we have a credit segment. Now let's say if I want to assign the credit control area to credit segment, and let's see whether our credit segment is appearing there if we are not defined it in this particular node. It is still appearing. So I don't know why this node has been created and why it is not showing the same information as it was showing earlier. Credit segment in client. I need to check this. I'm just not doing anything here. I'll just go through assign credit segment here, and this is S-log, which I'm assigning to credit segment S-log. Okay, so now credit segment S-log is assigned to our credit control area. Let's proceed with the next configuration. Assign sales area to credit control area. Okay, so on top of the company code assignment to credit control area, you also need to assign your sales area to credit control area, which is S-log to S-log. Okay, exposure categories, enter settings, these are all standard things. You don't need to do anything here. If you go to determine active receivables, this is again the same thing that we were doing in ECC. That is our item category, whether it is the credit check is active or not. So for TAN, we are going to use the scenario of TAN, standard item. So we can see credit is already active for this particular item category. Okay, if I go for credit groups, as we have seen earlier, there are different credit groups at the sales order level, delivery level, and goods issue level. So this is again same, we don't need to perform any change here. Assign the sales document and delivery documents, which means whether for a particular order type, the credit check is active or not. There is one big change here. Okay. So here you are specifying that for this sales order type, whether the credit check is active or not, and if it is active, at what level it is active, whether it is the credit check should be performed at the time of creation of sales order, or at the time of creation of delivery, or maybe at the time of goods issue. Okay, there is one change here. Earlier in ECC, this same configuration was available. Okay, if I show you in ECC again, let me just go back. Basic functions, credit management. This one, assign sales document and order types. So here, if I go for order type OR, so these are the options available. No credit limit check, which means it is blank. So for this particular order, there will not be any credit check performed by the system. Second is run the simple credit check and issue the warning message. Simple credit check means what? Simple credit check means it is like you are providing the credit limit. Don't check anything else. Just check whether the credit has been exceeded or not. Okay, nothing else. There are a lot of other checks which can be also performed, but we are not going to do that checks. We are only going to perform a simple check. We are just going to check whether the credit is available or not. That's it, nothing else. B is same thing. Perform the simple credit check and issue the error message. Earlier we said issue the warning message, and here we are saying issue the error message. And third is run the simple credit check and do the delivery block, which means allow the user to create a sales order, but whenever the delivery is done, whenever the time comes for delivery, you block that delivery so that the material is not delivered to the customer till he is not clearing the dues. Okay, and fourth one is automatic credit control, which is the complete check of different type of checks will be performed whenever you use this automatic credit control. So what is available in automatic credit control, I'll show you in the next screen. So system was allowing you all these options. You can perform the simple check, which are very basic checks, and the automatic credit check also. So either you can select this or this or this or this in ECC. But when it comes to SAP S4HANA, although all these checks are still available, as you can see, it is showing you all 5 options. Let's say, for example, if I try this A and click on enter, you will get this message. SAP credit management is active, because of which entries A, B, C are not supported. So simple credit checks are not at all supported in SAP S4HANA. If you want to use credit check functionality, it has to be automatic credit check only. So it should be either blank, which means there is no credit check active, or if it is active, it is only going to be the automatic credit check. Simple credit checks are no more available in SAP S4HANA. Okay, so if you want to perform the credit check, it will be only D, and you need to specify at what level you want to perform the credit check, whether at the time of sales order or at the time of delivery or at the time of goods issue. So let's keep this 01 as a credit group. Okay, and finally, as I told you, what is available in the automatic credit check. So in automatic credit check, you can specify, let's say for example, for our sales organization or credit control area. Let me just show you this first, and then we'll create for our own. So what we normally do is, if this is a credit control area, in the customer master, we define the risk category of the customer. So some of the customers are very good customers, their credit history is good. We'll say they are low risk customers or no risk customers. There is no risk if we give the credit to this customer. There are some customers who are at medium risk. So although they pay on time, but sometimes some of the invoices, they miss it on the due date, and like they are not very good in terms of the credit history. So they will be like medium risk. And there are some customers which are at high risk. Okay, which means we need to be very much clear before we provide any credit to them. We need to be very much sure that whether he'll be providing it on time or not. So that is the reason normally we don't allow these customers to even create a sales order also till the time credit is not available for that particular customer. So according to the category of the customer, whether it is at high risk, low risk or medium risk, we can configure the system. What should be the behavior of the system when a sales order is created, or whenever a delivery is created, or whenever a good issue is done. So you are specifying here for this credit control area, if the customer is having this risk category, and at the time of sales order or at the time of delivery or at the time of good issue, what should be the behavior of the system that you are defining here. So what you are saying, let me just create this for our own first. So I'll just go back. Before we create our own automatic credit control for our credit control area, we need to create the risk categories first of all for our customers. Okay, so I'll just create one. Let's say for example this. I'll just copy this risk category A, and let's say this is for low risk customers or medium risk customers. Okay, similarly you can create many risk categories. You can create low risk, very low, no risk at all, high risk, very high risk. According to your business requirements, you can create multiple risk categories. Okay, so this is medium risk, and this is for credit control area S-log. Okay, now if I go to this define automatic credit control, click on this new entries. So credit control area is S-log. Risk category, we have only one risk category, which is medium risk, and we want to perform the check at the time of sales order creation, so 01. And this is the description. So this is the credit check for medium risk customers. Okay, we want to have credit management active. What would be the reaction of the system? In the simple check, we were providing there itself whether the system should issue a warning message, or it should issue the error message, or it should block the order for delivery. So all that things you can do here also. In the automatic credit check also you can do the same things. So what will be the reaction of the system? You can say no message, or maybe the warning, or the error message. On top of that, you are also getting like A, means system will issue the warning message, plus it will also tell you by how much amount the credit is being exceeded. Okay, and D is system will give the error message by providing you the complete idea like how much amount is exceeded. So this is a medium risk. So what I'll do is I'll not issue the error. Let's say we will issue the warning. Okay, so I'll just select this and I'll not block the order. If I want the order for delivery, I can block it from here. I'm not taking this, I'm just clicking on save. So now we have the automatic credit control set for the customers who belongs to credit control area as log and who have the risk category as medium. Okay, so we have the basic configuration now available for the credit management. Now coming to the master data part. So as I told you, there is a separate master data. We are not able to, will not be able to do the will not be able to create the credit master data of the customer in the old way. We need to create it via transaction BP only. Okay, so official transaction is not BP. If you talk from the credit management point of view, they are asking us to use UKM_BP. UKM_BP, which normally should take us automatically to UKM000 rule. But it is not taking automatically, and that is the reason there is no difference between BP and UKM_BP. So irrespective of whether you are using BP or UKM_BP, it is going to take you to the same transaction without taking you to that particular role. So what you can do is you can just click on this change mode. Okay, this is already locked. So if I want to add the credit information for this particular customer, I will click on this. I think I'm already on the change mode. Let's try to see. Yes. So here I will select the credit segment. It is still not showing. I need to come back, I think. Okay, so let's go for transaction BP. It is slow. Wait for a minute. Yes. So transaction BP, and here we can change this because we want to add a new role. I'll go to transaction UKM000. Okay, and under this credit segment data, I'll select our credit segment, which is S-log. Okay, and I'm defining the limit as, let's say, 10,000 INR, which is valid up to, let's say, 30th June 2017. Okay, apart from this, you can also enter more information, like if you want to block this particular customer in credit management. So system will not allow you to create any order because this is the credit is blocked for this order. You can specify the reason also. If you are blocking this customer for credit, you can specify the reason why you are blocking this customer. Okay, other information which you can maintain, which is something which is very specific to FSCM. So normally we don't use this. Okay, and very important information in case of this BP role. If you go to general data, you'll also find these two tabs will become open in your general information itself. Credit profile and credit worthiness of data, credit worthiness data. In credit profile, you need to specify different rules are created. So rules for new customers, rules for existing customers, private customers, you can create your own rules. Normally they are not required, but in the configuration, I'll show you where exactly you will find these rules. Okay, so let's say for example, I want to assign this rule of existing customer to this particular business partner, and risk class, as I told you, you have to specify the risk of this customer, whether this customer is at low risk, no risk, medium risk, high risk, whatever it is. So we created A, right? I'll just select A here. Checking rule is again one of the important thing. Again, I need to explain you through this configuration what exactly is this checking rule. So default means all checks are active. Okay, and you don't need to provide any customer group here. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so these are the important information. You already understood the risk class, but you need to understand what is this rule used for and what is this check rule. Okay, so if I click on this save now, area credit segment data contains error. Let's see what is the error here. So in the credit segment data, if I go up, what is the error? It is not showing. Let's see. Oh, it is saved. I don't know what was the error. Now it is saved. So now we have this information available for the customer. So whenever we'll try to create a whenever we'll be trying to create a sales order for this customer where the order value is more than this amount, it should result in error. Okay, and you can simulate here also. If you want to see whether system is behaving in the current way or not, you can click on this simulate credit block. Here you specify the amount. Let's say, for example, if I'm creating the invoice of 20,000, the order of 20,000 with currency INR and the transaction date, because this credit limit is only available till June. Okay, so if I perform this credit check, this is how the system will behave. So system will perform the credit check based on rule 01, which will be applicable for business partner 182. Value that we are offering is 20,000, which is going to be exceeded. As you can see, as I told you, if you are selecting option 3, it will not only give you the warning, but it will also tell you by how much amount the value is exceeding from the credit limit. So that is the thing which is specified here. Dunning level, oldest item, these are some other checks which I will be showing you under this rule 01. Okay, so there are some more configurations which I need to show you before we proceed with the transactions. But I think for today it was too much. If I talk about all these things, it will be very pressurized for you also. So maybe we can close today. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can close and we will continue this credit management part in the next session.
Hey, Gaurav, Manish here.
Yes, Manish.
Yes, could you please again go to the last transaction where we defined that all assignments like risk category and checking group and all the things through SPRO.
In SPRO, we have not seen till now. In SPRO, where exactly these checking rules are maintained?
Not like where we defined that update group and risk class and all.
Okay, configuration.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Only the last screen, like define automatic something, the tab was.
Credit control, yes.
Yes.
It is
That
OVA.
was, yes, correct. In ECC and this S4HANA, there is a lot change. Means earlier there were many tabs and switches there.
Exactly.
Now it has been, yes.
That is the same thing which I am saying. Now that has been replaced with this check rule. This check rule is giving you all that flexibility. So I got your point. So in OVA 8, if I compare between ECC and SAP S4, there are a lot of changes. Changes in the term, the upper screen is same, this screen is same till here. After this, all these checks were available directly in OVA 8. Now they are moved to this checking rule. Okay, which I told you, I'll be explaining you in the next session.
Okay. This much only.
See, what it was doing is, what it was doing, it was not only checking the credit limit, it was checking lot of other factors, like the maximum document value, highest earning level. Okay, so now all these things are not directly available in OVA 8 here, they are moved to this checking rule. This check rule, sorry, not this one. This.
Okay. This much only, Gaurav. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, any other questions before we stop today?
Gaurav, risk category and risk class are different, right?
Exactly, they are also different. So I'm going to talk about that also. So in ECC, we were using risk categories. In SAP S4HANA, there is no provision for providing the risk category. It has been defined with risk class. And again, you must have observed another thing. We only created one risk class. And that too, we named it as medium risk. But here it is showing us 5 risk classes with A is showing no default risk. So I'll show you that also.
The user exit part also changed into rules.
Sorry, which one?
User exit, user 1, user 2, user 3 in ECC, which is used for user exits.
Sorry, I'm not getting you. User is what? Where is this one?
Last. Yeah.
Yes, yes. All these things are now available in checking rules. Whatever you can see these checks now, all these checks are
Yeah.
now available in the check rule.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
what about that no credit check checkbox? Like earlier you can assign some routines there. So is that still possible in
where
OV8?
exactly, Pradeep?
OV8.
Mm-hmm.
So here document under document controlling no credit check is there, right? Item check no credit check
Sorry,
at the top. Document controlling the first tab. First tab.
this one?
Yeah. So here we used to assign some routines for customization purposes. So where exactly it
I'll
should be.
check this. I'll check this whether this is available in the check rules or this has been completely discarded. Okay. Okay, so let's close today and we'll meet again on next Saturday with the remaining things on credit management and some of the other things that we want to see from SD point of view before we start with MRP Lab. Okay, thank you all. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you.